Time management for researching and writing a research paper is brought to you by the SCS Writing Center. The syllabus of the course you are taking says that you have to research and write a 10-page paper. This is one of the many things that you have to make time for in the next 7 weeks. This presentation will review the tasks needed to be done and suggest the estimated time you should allow in order to complete the paper before it is due. Researching and writing a paper is a skill that can only be developed by practice. One variable in this process is estimating the time that should be allocated for each task. For the experienced student, it usually takes 3 hours per page to research and write a paper. For a 10-page paper, set aside at least 30 hours. If the preparatory work is done as described, it is possible to write a paper in 1 day, 20 hours of preparation, and 10 hours of actual writing. For a beginning student of the research paper process, expect to spend more time on each task than is listed, knowing that this will be reduced as your research and writing skills are developed and honed. Weeks 1 to 2 allow 2 hours for pre-research. Consult the library's reference collection. Look at least 2 dictionaries or encyclopedias to find background information on the topic. This will help you to narrow the topic to a research question and begin a preliminary outline. Weeks 2 to 3 set aside at least 2 hours for library research to locate books, articles, and other sources on the topic. Continue to develop a fuller outline and submit any interlibrary loan requests. Weeks 2 to 4 devote roughly 10 hours for note-taking. You need to review and evaluate the sources you collected, discarding those that do not meet your criteria. Create a bibliography of these sources and take notes. I suggest that you review 1 to 2 sources each day, and as you write each note, assign a heading, taken from the outline, and add a short version footnote. By week 4, you need to spend a few hours to work out the argument for your paper. This is the answer to the research question. Create a logical step-by-step presentation of the topic, revise the outline as needed, and finalize the thesis statement. I usually tape a copy of the thesis to my monitor to keep me on track. Also during weeks 4 to 5, spend an hour to prepare the Turabian template. Fill in the information for the title page and the scripture copyright page. Cut and paste in your bibliography. Convert the points of the outline into headings. Be sure to use consistent, balanced words and phrases. And then cut and paste your notes into the template under the appropriate headings. Now on weeks 5 to 6, you are ready to write the rough draft of the paper. You can do this in one 10-hour day or spread it out over several days. First, write the body of the paper. With a good outline, you can write the sections in any order. Second, write the conclusion. Do this by rereading the body of the paper, summarizing the content of your argument, and restating the thesis to show how it supports your conclusions. And third, now you can finish the introduction. Be sure to include an attention getter and a clearly stated thesis. While you write your paper, take a break at least every 2 hours. If you experience writer's block, take a break and go do something else. Walk the dog, run a load of laundry. Usually focusing on something else will free your brain to solve the problem. But wait, you are not done yet. During weeks 6 to 7, spend several hours editing the paper. To edit, you need to rewrite sections of your paper for clarity and flow, and proofread your first draft for technical errors like grammar, spelling, verb tense, and misstatements. Review your paper for proper Turabian formatting and print out your second draft and read the paper aloud. Have your paper reviewed by a friend who can point out additional poorly worded sections, unclear arguments, and technical errors. Finally, set the paper aside for a few days and then review your paper with fresh eyes one more time before submitting the final draft to your professor. As you can see from this table, setting aside the time to research and write a paper is manageable when the tasks are listed and the time allotted is calculated. If you are writing a longer paper, use the percentages to adjust the time needed for each task. Above all, do not attempt to research and write your paper in less than 3 weeks. You need to give yourself time to ruminate on your paper and its argument, time to write, and time to properly edit. Your professor will be grateful. If you need help with researching or writing your paper, please talk with your professor or contact the SCS Writing Center in the seminary library.